Hello everybody, I'm in Reading. Here's a flint based wall and a view of Forbury Park, and as we scan round it on a kind of a footbridge over a path into perhaps the major tourist attraction, so called, in Reading, though when it was built they didn't see things that way. Anyway, it's the Abbey, which is over there. And well, there's a bit of it over there, and it's an extremely old building, and in fact it could do with a bit of a tidy up, stick the windows back in, maybe improve the kitchen, perhaps put a patio, that sort of thing, and then you have homes under the hammer and a place that the estate agent would wander along to and say, oh yes, you know, that's worth 23 billion pounds or something like that. Anyway, I'm of course jesting. There's no suggestion for those of you of a more serious nature that any amendments at all are going to be made towards the Abbey. Abbeys, I'm constantly surprised by the things I see, and it's in my nature to film things, being a film person, maker. So if you hear little surprises, you'll know that I'm surprised. And in fact, this shortcut, what I thought was a shortcut to the Abbey, turns out to be just a shortcut to a car park, and with some bits of wall still in it. So I'll find another way. There's always another way. Very impressive modern building with a curvature which I would say is almost hyperbolic. It's almost y equals 1 over x, but not quite. So there's somebody having a bit of a joke there at mathematicians' expense. We mathematicians are used to this, and we don't mind at all. So there are bits of Abbey all over the place, and I imagine that it's extremely difficult to knock down and get out of the way. And what's the point? You might as well have bits of Abbey all over the place and have people spending the next millennium guessing what they are. This looks like a private house, so I better not talk. I don't want to upset them. So here we are. I've managed to walk into the car park of a private house by mistake, I think. That's very impressive views. But only 5 or 10 minutes walk away from Reading Station. So this is one of the great things about smaller towns and archaeology and history and all that sort of thing, is that with a smaller town you have less walking to do because they're smaller. St James's Church was opened in 1840. St James today, there's a plan. Sadly there's no UR here. Oh, Reading Abbey, what does it say? This Benedictine Abbey was once one of the oldest and greatest in England. Well, obviously not anymore. It was built by Henry I. At the time, for those of you who are sort of interested in the royal family, Henry I wasn't called Henry I, he was just called King Henry, because, well, they didn't know if there was going to be any more Henrys. It was built by Henry I in 1121 and was consecrated in 1164 by Thomas Becket, Archbishop of Canterbury, and later Saint of the Church. Now, we've all heard of Thomas of Becket. Here he's called Thomas Becket. You know, people debate whether you put the in it or not. In 1539, Henry VIII, at the peak of his anti-monastery phase, ordered that the abbot Hugh Cook of Farringdon should surrender the abbey. When he refused, he was hanged, drawn and quartered in front of the abbey gateway. So a bit of a bad day for him. Being hung is bad enough, but when they do the rest of that to you, you really know it's not going to be a good day. There's flint constructions everywhere, and there's large flint. I like large flint because it's far more difficult to fit together in a jigsaw pattern, which is what St James's Church consists of. It was opened only in 1840, which is a mere 184 years ago as I speak. So I'm sure there might have been a church here before that. So here we are. It's a Sunday. It's the 22nd of September. It's about 2 o'clock, and it's Peter the Rock reporting on the latest building going on or not in Reading. Thank you lot for watching. Smile, like, subscribe. It's all free. Cheers.